You're watching King 5 News.
Good morning, 5:30 on a Friday. A little gray and misty in Seattle as we start our morning. Thanks for joining us here on King 5 Morning News. I'm Mark Wright.
I'm Joyce Taylor. Great to have you here this morning. Let's start with Tracy looking at the roads. Hoping for Friday light today, Tracy.
I don't know about that. With the wet roads out there this morning, we have a high chance of probably a slower drive than what we normally would encounter on a summer Friday morning. Our hot spot has developed northbound on the Valley Freeway as we work our way just past Emerald Downs this morning. You can see that the roads are a little soggy this morning there. Southbound 405 and 145th getting out of Totem Lake, not too bad. And our drive out of Everett and Marysville this morning is also pretty soggy. We'll take a closer look at that north-south commute. Top closures too in less than 10 minutes. But Rich, it really doesn't look and feel like a summer morning out there.
Except that the rain is warm. That is a plus to it. But yeah, it is a little damp out here this morning. The plants definitely use a little wetting, and they're going to get them. They are getting it this morning. Take a look outside right now. Doppler radar show fairly active morning. We have a front pushing in from the southwest, but it actually is fairly weak, and it's weakening as it moves inland, but obviously not weakening entirely, as you can hear in the background. See the little band that's moving through here right now, more out along the coast. It'll be pushing a little bit later on. It's going to keep us fairly consistently wet during the morning hours, but by late morning this afternoon, it'll be more off and on showers mixed in with some sun breaks. Temperatures this morning really not too bad, mostly in the mid to upper 50s. As we head towards midday, off and on showers and sun breaks, low 60s. About the same at 5 o'clock with high temperatures today in the mid to upper 60s. Probably keep a similar day for tomorrow with showers and sun breaks, but things will begin to improve on Sunday and much better for next week. We'll take a look at that and the 4th of July forecast coming up in the next half hour.
All right, thank you, Rich. It's 5:31 right now. This morning kicks off a weekend-long crackdown, not on the roads, but on Washington waterways. More police will be out on the water this weekend as part of a national effort called Operation Dry Water. King 5's Teresa Ewan is live on Lake Tapps with one of those patrols. Teresa, good morning.
Good morning to you, Mark. That's right. We're out on a patrol here with Bonnie Lake Police. We're going to have more officers out here patrolling. I'm joined by Officer Wuschlager. You guys take this very seriously. You see accidents, yes. You see drownings. How can you tell that someone who's boating is intoxicated?
Well, what we look for is violations on the water, reckless operation, reckless boating, maybe speeding vessels coming too close to shore or other vessels. And if we see something that needs our attention, we stop and we contact them, and then we look for the contributing effects of alcohol.
Do you guys have breathalyzers? And it's the same thing as the roadways,
sure.
Right?
Yeah,
0.08.
Yeah, right. And we administer, we see what we see as far as the effects, and then we administer a field sobriety test. We have portable breathalyzers, and then if they're placed under arrest, we transport them to the station where they're also asked to give a breath test.
Officer, how serious is drinking and boating?
Very serious. Nationwide, it's one of the leading causes of serious injury and fatalities on the water. So,
wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And we're going to be out with Bonnie Lake all morning long talking about patrols. And coming up in our next hour, they're going to share some alarming numbers with us of how many people who have died in an alcohol-related incident and also how many citations that they handed out last year. Now live on Lake Tapps, I'm Teresa Ewan, King 5 News.
Thank you, Teresa. It is 5:33 now. Researchers are warning that you need to be careful when you tie a tube to the back of a boat. According to researchers at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio, injuries from tubing with the boat up 250% over the past 2 decades. A recent study that spanned over 19 years shows 83% of those injuries happened during the warmer months, and more than 65 water tubing related injuries are treated in U.S. hospitals every day during the summer.
A memorial service is planned for a well-known outdoor writer who died hiking on Mount Rainier last weekend. The service for Karen Sykes will be held Monday, July 14th at the Mountaineers Seattle Program Center in Magnuson Park. People are invited to come and share stories and memories about Karen at 6:30 p.m. The program begins at 7.
Soccer star Hope Solo has offered an apology following that fight last weekend in which she's accused of hitting her teenage nephew and assaulting her half-sister. In a statement released yesterday, Solo writes, "I understand that as a public figure, I am held to a higher standard of conduct, and I take seriously my responsibilities as a role model and sincerely apologize to everyone I have disappointed." She went on to say that she's looking forward to getting back on the field with the Seattle Reign and the U.S. women's national team.
A year ago today, a group of 4 Democrats and 4 Republicans came up with what they thought would be a grand compromise on immigration. Exactly 1 year later, it's gone nowhere. NBC's Tracy Potts is in Washington, D.C., where hope for immigration reform appears to be dead.
Any comments at all? Democrats and Republicans blame Eric Cantor's surprise loss. Cantor was willing to let children of illegal immigrants stay in the U.S., but his opponent used that against him, scaring off any other Republican willing to compromise on immigration.
Their fear is greater than the reality, but they're quaking in their boots.
Even Marco Rubio, the son of immigrants who helped craft the compromise bill, doubts there's any middle ground now.
We're not going to award 12 million people citizenship, and we're not going to round up and deport 12 million people.
On this bill are 68.
The compromise passed the Senate but died in the Republican-controlled House when leaders wouldn't bring it up for a vote.
Give us a sign, give us a vote.
Each day they don't act. Each day they are killing it.
The White House says despite the threat of a lawsuit over executive orders, President Obama has no choice but to act.
We're not just going to sit around and wait interminably for Congress. We've been waiting a year already.
As lawmakers leave Capitol Hill with no action on immigration, President Obama has asked Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson to look into what this administration can do on its own. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
And this weekend, Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi and 3 other lawmakers will get an up-close look at the impact. They're going to be visiting a detention center in Texas, housing thousands of children who have come across the border without their parents.
Actor Shia LaBeouf is in jail this morning and due in court later today. New York City police arrested him last night during a performance of the Broadway show Cabaret. Police say that he was drunk, he was acting erratic, and smoking inside the theater. Police charged him with criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, and obscene language.
All right, 5:36 is the time. Your summer vacation may not be here soon enough, but it is getting a little bit longer.
Also, we're going to tell you where construction closures might slow you down for your weekend. We'll have that too. And Rich has your forecast.
And actually, the weather might slow you down a little bit getting where you want to go this morning, as you can hear the rain coming down. So as you step out the door, there are some areas of steady rain around. Temperatures pretty mild, mostly mid-50s to near 60 degrees. You can see those bands working their way up from the southwest as we have a little front pushing in this morning. Looks like it's going to be kind of cool and showery as we head into the weekend. We'll check all that out coming up here in just about 2 minutes. Stay with us.